Lisa, how sorry, I'm just trying to figure out everything. Hey, Maddie, how are you? You guys doing good? Good morning. Please so I know you are here. And then pin this to the top. Morning, Tisa. Hey, Tisa, I sent you a message. Sorry, I sent you a message on Messenger. Can you look at that, please? Um, excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay, I'm gonna move my keyboard and my mouse away to this side. Oh, and look at this. I have a random picture hiding under my mouse. You know, I probably lost this picture. Morning on the treadmill, won't comment. That's great. Don't fall. Don't fall, Amy. Don't fall. Isn't it funny though, like how you randomly find a picture and you're like, oh, look, here's a picture. I'm sure I was looking for this. Thank you, Tisa. Appreciate it. I will send you the one that I want to use, but it's like the latest one you did. So it's on your Instagram. Um, I'm sure that at some point I wanted to do this picture and I lost it. So now I found it. Yay, us. Okay. What are we doing today? What are we doing today? What are we doing today? It is 10 o'clock, so we will get started. We are going to be doing Hey T, hey everybody, hey Kathy, Amy. Oh, we got a lot of people, a lot of the design team here. The design team, exciting. So what we're going to be doing today is two things. First, we're going to be doing the February challenge, and Tisa created this one. For those of you that don't know, we rotate the challenge creation through the design team, so that nobody gets overwhelmed with having to do a bunch of stuff. And this one Tisa came up with, and I think I messaged her right away that I absolutely loved it. It was a great, we do a lot of pick fives or pick something, and I just love this collection, this combination of items. So we're doing a pick three from this list. And then I'm also going to do create week 6, which is create a layout about a friend, friendship, or someone you love and adore, because I'm going to be doing these pictures of when my mom and dad came and we got to go stand by the ocean and watch the sunset. Now, I have two options. I have the one that's not washed out and the one that's washed out. I think I'm actually going to use the one that's washed out because I think I'm going to stamp up here. So, just a reminder, sometimes you can use photos like this to your advantage. So just think about it that way. Don't always consider a photo that might be quote unquote not as great to be a detriment. This actually, the fact that it has a little bit more white space up here is going to allow me to either use a rub on or a stamp. Now I could stamp on this darker blue, but it's going to turn up a lot better on the white. So I think we're going to use that one. I have actually pulled out, so I store a lot of my 49 and Market together. So I've pulled out a combination of Cottage Core and Crafty Gardens to use, and I'm using basically the B sides of these three. So this is a deeper blue B side. I'm probably going to use this to map my photo. I have this cool kind of tealy stripe, and then I have this weathered wood grain. And the reason I'm okay with using the weathered wood grain is because it's pulling. I mean, we're at a beach in Old Saybrook. It doesn't get much more weathered wood grain than a beach in Old Saybrook, if you know what I'm saying. So if this doesn't scream New England boardwalk, I don't know what does. So that's my current plan. That's where I'm going with this. I am going to start cutting. I know wood grain, wood grain, wood grain. Okay. So first question. It's been a while. I haven't been live in a few weeks. Had just a lot of stuff going on around here. But let's cut the photo out. Oh, as far as the pick, I didn't even tell y'all. As far as the picking items, so I do have these really cool new ivory cashmere pearls from the store. I also have my absolute favorite, the Seafoam gems. So definitely going to be using those as one of them. For film strips, I have I have the blue in this everywhere film strip package that I will might use. And I also have the nature study film strips, which has like a browns. So we'll see which ones I end up using, but I do have the film strips. So I have gems, I have film strips. Then I have from 49 and Market, I have what is the Summer Stories rub-ons. Now, obviously, we're not doing summer stories, but what we do have is the right colors and the seashells and the water vibes and this um, um boardwalk kind of wood together, happy days. And what I'm thinking I'm going to end up doing is putting this happy days as my title. So we're going to use these rub-ons. I also just have some plain old black rub-ons, but I'm not sure I'm going to need those. And then I have the 49 Market Crafty Gardens washi tape, which I think could be tickets, but we might not need them, so we'll see if we want to use those. And finally, I have somewhere on this paper to use as to hold down my photos. I have these old arrow metal pieces that you put a brad through. So kind of a photo corner, but with arrows. So I'm thinking I'm going to do that on either end. And then I have 3 brad hearts. So we're going to be doing a lot more than just pick 3. We've got a lot of options here, but I just wanted to show you guys that you could pull out a lot of different things to use for this. Okay? So I'm going to put this aside, and now we're going to trim this photo and start building a page. So who's done the February challenge? I noticed we had a lot of entries already. Has anybody done it? Oh, thanks, T. I hope it'll be good. So for those of you that don't know, I don't have my partner in crime today because she is out living her best life at the Olympics. Okay, I'm going to put this down and try to utilize a darker blue here as a border. So she is working the Olympics right now. So she is kind of, and I would say sequestered, but she is in Stamford, Connecticut, working. So I don't get to see her much. I haven't seen her in 2 weeks. I've talked to her. Yeah. I've talked to her, but I haven't seen her, so it's a little weird. You kind of get used to having somebody around and then they're not around. But it's okay. We're all getting used to it. But she's having a great time. She's keeping me updated on all things Olympics. Okay, I think we're going to do something interesting here. We're going to make this kind of like a Polaroid, where down here it has a bigger bottom. And then we might be able to do something fun down at the bottom. So we matted it the first time. And now we're going to, and here's the thing that Belle loves when I do, we're just going to eyeball it. But we're going to give it a bigger bottom than a top. And then we're going to do the side here. Okay. So this is the base of our page. Now, if we look at this, let's cut the bottom off of it and let's decide if we think we need anything else on the page. And I think what I would like on this is maybe a darker brown vertical page. So let's see if I have any darker brown. I don't know. What do you guys think? Just a little bit something to give it a little bit more interest, maybe right down here. Right, that's exactly what I'm going for, T, is making a Polaroid. So I want to make my own Polaroid of a vertical piece of paper. Now remember, I'm going to do, probably going to do this and this here. And then I probably will do 3 little hearts here on this photo. But let's see if I have any dark brown, and let's see if we like that. So I have a sandy brown and a dark brown. Let's see what we like about maybe ooh, look at that. Did you see that zoom in? That was very irritating. Let's see what we think about this dark brown. Even just a torn strip going down the page. Let's tear it and see what we think. And then let's take it here. What do you guys think? Does that help? Kind of anchor it a little bit? And so all I did was I looked at this and I said, I am not loving how it's looking just on the wood grain. If you liked it just on the wood grain by itself, there's nothing wrong with saying that's what I want. But for me, it felt like it needed something else. So who likes the wood grain? And who likes the brown going down it? I will stop talking long enough for you guys to catch up. I like the brown. T likes the brown. I know Amy can't talk. Amy, on the treadmill, I'm going to assume you like the brown. Okay, brown looks good, brown looks good, brown looks good. Excellent. So I think that's what we're going to do. But like I said, if you saw this and you said, you know what, it doesn't bother me either way. Now, the next thing we're going to do, remember I had this one piece that I cut to make that mat? Thought I had a whole other piece of it. Here's what we're going to do here. It's going to be harder on that side, but we're going to tear this and you're going to see what I'm going to do here. We're going to take this and we're going to create a little bit of blue sticking out there too. And don't worry, we're going to ink these edges brown. This is just going to give us a little bit of blue underneath there as well. And look at that. Isn't that fun? So we're going to do that too. So I'd move the to the left, the picture. Move the picture to the left. Okay, let's fix this and then Amy, I'm going to listen to you. I'm going to make this a little bit thinner. Okay. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take our handy dandy scorched timber, the best ink that Tim Holtz has ever made. I'll fight you. It is 9 times out of 10 my favorite color. There are some things that don't go with brown, but you know, every once in a while. Then we're gonna ink up the edges, the white edges on the blue piece. And this one we're gonna ink a little bit more heavily because we don't want that white to show too much. And we're going to strategically place this blue underneath here. Do another one over here. And we're going to overlap it. Let's fight. I know. I'm telling you. So we've been doing a lot of podcasting lately about Disney stuff. And on the last time we did our podcast, I happened to say that I thought the Pirates of the Caribbean in Disney World is better than Pirates of the Caribbean in. I'm still mad about that color. I don't know why you're mad about that color, T. Is better than the Pirates of the Caribbean in Disneyland. And it almost caused a mutiny on our podcast because apparently that's a very hot take. So, but I said I'd fight him for it. Hey, look at that. Oh, that is so fun. And I do like doing things like this where you just are playing. I had no plan coming in. I had papers picked out. I had no design, no plan. And sometimes that's the best way to be. Oh, I understand. Some people were not happy because he did another brown. I personally, I think just because I really liked this particular brown, I wasn't upset. But I do understand if you were hoping for a color, this was not really a color. But it is a really good brown. So that is part of it. Okay, and where did my last piece go? Anybody see it? Did I put it somewhere? Is this, well, maybe this is supposed, nope, because that's the wrong direction. Did I not? Oh, it's on the floor. Where it is. Don't worry, I found it. It was on the floor. Okay. See, now here's where it gets a little bit tricky, where you have to kind of figure out how to make the tears line up. And it's not as easy as you would like all the time, but you just kind of mess with it. And we'll cover it up with something, but and when it's in your album, you're really, I promise you, you're not going to be able to, you're not going to remember that you did this. Okay. So we've added this. We're going to put it down at about the 3/4 of the page. So about the 1/4 line, or the 1/3 line, I should say. Then Amy said she would put this over to the left a little. I don't know. Thoughts? I could do it there. Do it there. Do it there. I can make it cattywampus, which is kind of what I was thinking I might do. Who likes the cattywampus? Off the treadmill. Off the treadmill. It's good. You're not going to fall now. So now you can tell me, is this good? Do you think the photo placement's good? I like it cattywampus. Okay. But before we put it down, we're going to poke holes with our Tim Holtz poker And we are going to place this, what I'm going to call photo corner. Caddy Woo! I like Caddy Woo too, though. Lisa Caddy Woo, I understood exactly what you were talking about. So here's the thing I will just remind everybody. If you're going to do brads through something, if you can remember to do it before you place this down, you will have to go through less pieces of paper, which is what I'm trying to do here. Is if I waited till the last minute to put this down, I would have to go through, in this particular case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces of paper versus going through 2 pieces of paper. Hi CJ, no problem being late. Okay. Okay, this. And then I also wanted to put 3 little hearts up here. So now we're going to have hearts and arrows. And if you're like me, you have all of these brads and all of these shaped brads that you got back in the day when brads were super popular, and they're not as popular as they used to be for whatever reason, but get them out and use them. Let yourself be the one to get out and use them. I think it's super fun to get out those products from a container that you haven't used in a while and just make yourself use them in a way that maybe you wouldn't have used them a while ago. I will say, however, that the brads do break your nails, so you just kind of get used to that. Okay, so now we're doing cattywampus. Now, if you guys didn't know, I want you to really look. You couldn't tell that I had to put 2 blue pieces together to make this happen. You just can't see it. So don't forget to do those kinds of things. Don't get overwhelmed, don't get overwhelmed with, oh my gosh, I don't have a 12 by 12 piece anymore. Make yourself use your supplies. You won't regret it. Okay, we're gonna go cattywampus here. Now let's open up. Let's look at some film strips. I have some brown film strips. Kind of think I just want to put the brown here. Oh, I got sand. I have this blue that's just the right color of blue, and then I have a sand. We're going to put this like this. I have a blue that is a partial blue. And we're even going to try to, no, there's no way. We'll do that here. Let's do that. And then I kind of want one more here. I'd like to have the dark brown. I have the dark brown here. We'll probably just put that here. Okay, what do you guys think? So now I've used the film strips. Let's attach these film strips down. We'll get our glue. Loving this. Hi, Mickey. Hi, Lisa. Oh, Lisa, you're loving this. Thank you. I'm loving it too. It's a little bit different. I think the last few of these lives I've done, oh, we're about to have a real problem. T, I might need your expertise here. It's been literally freezing. I don't know that my Barely Arts glue is going to come out. Oh, it's barely coming out. We'll see if we can, oh, it's real thick. So the problem I have is my office up here does not get a lot of heat. And for those of you that don't know, I think I have art glitter glue actually. It does not deal well in colder temperatures. So I might need an alternative glue suggestion for the winter months. Anybody have an alternative wet glue for the winter months? Because right now, I love this art glitter glue. You can tell this bottle has been well loved. I've put more in it, but I can feel it in here. Get a sock or something to put around it. Oh, that's a great idea. Also, I just haven't been using it lately because I haven't been scrapbooking because I've been gone. And I think that also just means it was sitting here. So it is, I can feel the consistency change when I'm trying to use it. Normally it just flows right out, and right now it is taking a lot more hand strength than normal. Yeah, I might have to do that, Lisa. I might have to take it upstairs and downstairs, but I mean, y'all know me. I'm more of a spontaneous scrapper, so by the time I remembered I needed it, it would be way late. Belle put a heater downstairs next to her stuff. She's got, because, I mean, we froze. We had water pipes freeze even. Tisa, does the Barely Art glue not freeze as much? And I love art glitter glue. I mean, I'm just going to be honest. I mean, like, I have loved it. I didn't start using it till I joined the design team, but I absolutely love art glitter glue. And this is the first year, it's really the first year in Connecticut where I live that it's been this cold for so long. I mean, for years, oh, I might have to do that. I might have to try that one. I'm going to try that one next. For years, like, we lived here and it was, I mean, it's cold, don't get me wrong, but it didn't have the amount of days freezing was not that. It got in the 40s, maybe in the 30s, but it never froze. This year, it's been so cold for so long. A huge change, a huge change. Okay, let's look at our rub-ons now. And I did have this little piece of paper, thinking I might want to create a title or something on it. And I might still, let's look at, and I also pulled out, let me see if I can find it still. Somewhere on here. Let the Journey Begin, which has 2 stamps. And then these, let's stamp on this and see if we like it. And if we do, we use it. If we don't, guess what? We don't use it. But use your packaging. This year was brutal. This year was brutal. Now I will say this is slick, so we might not have the best success with that. And normally I would say I'll pull out my other inks, but I think I do have Distress ink, vintage photo. It may or may not, kind of old, but we'll see. This is too big. Do I have Stays On? I do have Stays On, but not in brown. I have it in black. And I'm going to just see how this turns out. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. That's the beauty of this was kind of an extra option. Yeah, that's not going to work. We can make this a little grungy. And then we will go get the Stays On and do black on top of that. Now I had to buy a new Stays On during December Daily because my December Daily died. My Stays On died during December Daily because December Daily is about the only time I use Stays On, except for right now. Okay, look at that. And we'll make a title block with that, but let's go ahead and add the arrows. Actually, we're just going to add this. Let the journey begin. Anything else we want to put over there? Okay. Stamped. Made made a grungy background with the other ink on accident, kind of. Like how that turns out. We're going to let this dry. But this is also stamping and more arrows and more hearts. So if you didn't want to use the metal hearts like I did, this is a way you could put hearts on your page. Also, we've used stamping. And I'm probably going to cut this down and put that right underneath there. So let's figure out what we want to do. It is good to use packaging. I hate to let the packaging go to waste, right? I mean, the packaging is kind of the biggest part of this. Excuse me. Let's cut this down. Do that. Let the journey begin. Or we do that, or we could do it down here centered. So here you go. Do you like the down here centered kind of as a title block, or do you like it cattywampus at the bottom of the photo? So cattywampus, bottom of photo, title block at the bottom straight. I'm open to either. Let's see what people say. See what people say. With photo, we got one thing for with photo. Bottom carry-ons. Bottom carry-ons. You know what? I enjoy a good carry-on, but I'm not sure what you mean by that. I'm gonna just assume maybe it's bottom cattywampus. Cattywampus is probably what that was. Oh, with photo, with photo, with photo. Okay, so everybody's liking with photo. We're gonna put that with photo. We're also, are you guys ready for this? This is a rub-on with a camera that is in the right colors. So we're going to use that. We're going to first put this down where we want it. Okay, with photo, everybody liked with photo. We're putting it with photo. And now we're going to take this camera rub-on. I think we're going to put it right here. Get my stick, which is missing. How are we doing on time, guys? How are we doing on time? I think we're doing okay. 30 minutes? Oh, great. Now, the other thing I will tell you is that putting the rub-ons on a slick surface, this rub-on is having a hard time sticking. So you're going to have to push a little bit more than normal if you have a slick surface. It will go on. You just need to you need to have a little bit more patience than maybe you do with regular paper. So just bear that in mind as well. Okay, so I've got that there. Did want happy days up here, but I kind of wanted, there was one that said, explore more. Do I want endless happy days? I think unplug and unwind. I want unplug and unwind. And just remember, I'm taking these from the summer collection of rub-ons and doing it on a obviously winter page. Just because your rub-ons say summer or your embellishments say summer, if they're the right color and they have the right vibe, you can use them on any page. I know I've talked about this. I've used my Disney collections for non-Disney pages. I've used my birthday collections for non-birthday pages. So themes are kind of not, shouldn't hold you back. So if you see a color, and I know depending on how you want to store it too, like store it in a way that works for you. Some people love to store things by theme. That's how their brain works. Other people store things by color or by designer. I store most of my 49 and Market together, and that's what works. Also, I'm gonna just try to see if I can do this without spilling coffee. We got podcast merch. So for those of you that are fans of my Ear Scouts podcast, we now have merch. If you want merch, so go get a mug. But anyway, when I saw this particular summer set, I thought, oh, this is going to be perfect for these photos that were taken in winter. Okay, good unwind, happy days. Excellent, excellent. Let the journey begin. What else do we see on here? I want to add a little bit of something maybe down here. I really wanted to add this, I don't know, whatever this is called. Wooden planky thingy. That's the official term for those of you that are unaware. It's the wooden planky thingy. We might just add that right in the bottom corner. Oh, you do need the merch. Well, then go grab the merch. It basically says, I love Ear Scouts podcast. We're also getting our own YouTube channel to separate us from the main channel of Ear Scouts. So podcast has been a lot of fun. I actually was there last week. We recorded an in-person episode. which was fun. It's being and did some special Festival of the Arts stuff. Now, anything else we think we need? I do have like little shells. Let's just do these shells. Okay, and there's a point where you need to stop yourself from putting every rub-on the page. I don't know who else has that problem. I start putting these rub-ons on and I think to myself, I love these rub-ons, and I just start putting them all on, and then I'll look at a page and it's just covered in rub-ons. That's okay. Which is exactly what T just said. Which is sometimes you get into a point where you're just like, oh, let's use all the rub-ons. Because they're just so freaking cute. So freaking cute. Heard that on the last podcast. Do you like, I did take so T did something where she actually took a 12 by 12 rub-on sheet and then put it on a white piece of paper and made a full background. That was a really cool one to see if you haven't watched that episode or that when she did that. Okay. Now I'm going to the bottom of Cottage Core had word strips on all of their branding strips. To me, I hope, and I haven't seen another 49 to Market collection since then. This was genius. Genius. Definitely got us to be using the branding strips in a new and fun way. I absolutely love them. I think that was super fun. And if you are like me, and sometimes you just automatically throw the branding strips away because you know you're not going to use them, and you do have cottage core, I would say pull them out of the trash and try to get them used. To me, they were some of it's just one of the best uses of a branding strip I've ever seen. Um, versus, I do think sometimes it's cool to have like a strip of the same color or something that does it, but I use ribbon for that most of the time. But branding strips, man, love it. Love it, love it. And see, look, you can just put that right there, making memories with you. And then I have cherish. So I will just put another plug in for the cottage core branding strips. I'm trying to find it, see if I have another one that I could show you. Uh, that is super cool. Like this particular one, what matters in life is not what happens to you, but what you remember and how you remember it. And I just that that is I will take this paper and maybe not use the paper, but use this branding strip for sure. I just love it. So the Cottage Core collection, I give them 10 out of 10 on their use of the branding strips. It was great. And we're going to take this one last word. We'll do this. Cherish here. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Oops. Ooh. Well, that was fun. Oh, I'm coughing a little bit today. Sorry about that. So now let's go and look to see what we still haven't done from our original sheet here. And you only need to do 3. But I did camera, I did film strip, I did stamping. I didn't do these 2. I did a heart, I did an arrow, didn't do stitching, I did rub on. So now we can do sequins and gems. Now I do have these little postage stamps, which are kind of like tickets. And this little memorable one would actually fit in right here. And we're going to do it sideways and cover up the flowers. Put memorable right there. And then look, oh, there's a white with the blue love this that we can then top in here. So I've already put the memorable down. We're going to peel the memorable up. We're going to put them together. So we're going to create a collage of stamps with love this and memorable. And we're going to put them underneath here. And we're going to count those as tickets. I feel like those look like tickets. And we're going to put our gems out. So we have pearls and seafoam. Now, if you watched one of my YouTube videos recently, you saw me attempt to put all of these down by hand because for some reason, I like branding strips to cover up the seam on a half and hat layout. I like the paper on the side. Okay, excellent. See if I can open this. And we're gonna go back to this glue and see if it's working. It is working pretty well. If you have not picked up the new Scrappy Gems from Michelle at the store, highly recommend. All the colors are really cool. Seafoam happens to be my current favorite that I'm using a lot, but there's a ton of different ones and a ton of different colors. There are also a good variety of sizes in each of the packages. So there's just a good variety of sizes of the gems. So you have a lot of options when you're using them, which I think is fun too. The flat back makes it really easy to put on pages, which helps quite a lot. So it's nice to have gems made for scrapbookers, which I think some of these people make gems for the gem sakes of gems or gems to go in things. And we're actually getting gems made by somebody who scrapbooks. So they're made in a way that helps us use them on pages and in the right color and the right depth. And so they're not too big on a page. I think they're just the perfect ones for us. I put these away and then we're going to put some pearls on the page. And then because it's the kind of page that screams it, T will be very proud of me. We're probably going to do some splatters. First, we got to get this open. And I haven't used the pearls yet. This will be my first time using the pearls. I just got them in my box. Here. Oh dear. They're a little bit heavier than the gems, so just be aware of that. Get those down. Sorry, it's hard to talk and poke. It's hard to talk and poke. How often did you think you'd say that in a live stream? It's hard to talk and poke. Okay. So 2 sets of gems and pearls. Kind of show you on the screen what that looks like. I think those look really good. I like them a lot. Super fun. It's always hard to talk and poke. Talk and poke is something that I don't do that often at the same time. Okay, so now let's put these back in and then let's decide what colors we want to splatter. Which, by the way, if Tisa's still on, was not one of the options. I can't believe it. I think T, you need to have a conversation with Tisa. She didn't include splatter as one of the options. Okay. I think obviously this, which is the Nuvo, it's kind of the papaya grass, but it's the right sea mist. And then my favorite dark gold. We'll do those two. And then I kind of, my picket fence, which is the white, we might go ahead and just do a little bit of white. Okay, let's shake this up. Petit, I love you. I know, see? Okay, well, since we are coming towards the end, let me just talk about a few things. For those of you that follow along with us, you know that we are to um, very close to the crop. We have an online crop about quarterly, and ours is coming up soon. So we are about to have the crop. I've been working on getting all the challenges and the schedule together. So if you are not a member of our crop group, please take some time today to go over and join the crop group, which is, there's a link to it in our normal group, but it is the My Little Scrapbook Store crop, online crop group. And that's where we will have all the information about our crops. This theme for the theme for this crop is the Scrappies. So we're kind of taking advantage that it's the same time as a lot of the award shows. Um, okay. And there's always an unwritten rule in the design team to see who can get more pages done than me. I think the last few times other people have done it because I've had a lot of stuff to do. I purposely scheduled this particular crop so that I am available most of it. So challenge accepted, T, challenge accepted. Um, but this time the theme is the Scrappies. I will just tell you we're doing something a little bit different this time, kind of based on some feedback of realistically people getting all 25 challenges done. We're changing it up. So now instead of having an I did it all, you're going to have an opportunity to enter for different Scrappies categories. So much like there's, best picture or best song, best actor, we're going to have different categories. And you'll be able to, if you complete all the challenges in any one category, enter in for a different a credit. So I will just give you a couple of the categories so that you can kind of think about it. But one of them is classic challenges. And another one is tool challenges. Those are just two of the categories. There'll be 5 categories altogether. And I think everybody's going to have a really fun time doing the crop. Um, anyway, so it's just a little bit of something different this time to try to make it so where more people can win, or not win, more people can enter and have a chance to get more credits. We thought that would be fun to do. So doing a little bit of something different. And yes, I am sure there'll be multiple people trying to make sure they complete more than I do. And that is great. I love when people are out there creating because that's really what our crop is all about. Okay. So let's just do a quick rehash of what I did as I'm cleaning up a little bit. Every month we have a separate challenge, and this month it is the February challenge is to pick 3. So I picked 3. I have a little camera rub on, so that's 2. I have some film strips. I stamped a title. I have arrows and hearts. So I think I did at least 3 of these. You just need to pick 3. and enter your challenge in the comments of the photo that's this photo. And then for the 52 layout challenge inspiration for week 7 was create a layout about a friend, friendship, or someone you love, adore. And you can see I love my family. So I did that week 6 prompt as well. For the 52 layout challenges, you enter under that photo. So you enter your 4, in this case, 4 different entries into that one. So I hope everybody enjoyed that. Here's my layout using almost solely 49 and Market different collections. You can find different 49 and Market collections on the store website. Some of them are actually on sale right now. And I will see you guys next Sunday when I'm doing another live. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to put them in the comments of this YouTube or hit us up over on Facebook. Thanks, everybody, and I will see you next Sunday. Bye-bye.